This episode of the Beauté by ABIC podcast is brought to you by Candela Medical. Hello and welcome to the Beauté by ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Here, we are strengthening and unifying the industry through representation, innovation, and education. This is a platform created and dedicated to the aesthetic and beauty industry, valuing unity and advancement. We serve to represent, support, and inspire you by connecting you with industry experts, expanding your knowledge through educational pieces, and bringing you the latest industry news. This is Beauté by ABIC. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller, and today's guest is Carly Knowles for Candela Medical. Carly is an entrepreneur and multi-business owner who believes that ongoing education and lifelong learning are the keys to success. With a wealth of knowledge and a deep passion for the hair and beauty industry, her main focus is on all things business. Having directed 2 successful skin clinics, one with a 7-figure turnover, and launching her own skincare line, Carly has been highly acclaimed by her industry peers. She is a powerhouse clinic owner, mum of 2 children, and a skincare mogul, and a certified business coach. Her equally impressive client list includes celebrities and influencers who have entrusted their skin and beauty concerns to Carly. Throughout her career, she has trained with a multitude of skincare and device companies, coaches, and business experts to refine her sales strategies, identifying the barriers to growth, and developing action plans to immediately resolve sales problems. Her expertise also extends from business owner to coach and mentor. She prides herself on inspiring others through her spirited approach and growth mindset, sharing her skills and unpacking how she sets the focus, value, and offerings to her clients to drive revenue and improve business performance. Here to tell us what we need to know when investing in energy-based devices, for Candela Medical, today we welcome Carly Knowles. Welcome to the podcast, Carly. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks, Steph. Thanks so much for having me today. I am very honoured to be asked to share my perspective and insight on investing in energy-based treatments with your listeners.
Well, I am super excited to have you today. Also because we just had a full half an hour chat before our podcast and couldn't stop talking.
We probably covered all of we needed to cover in the podcast.
Probably, but we had so much fun that you're in for a wonderful podcast today. And honestly, Carly, you are so knowledgeable in all things, not just clinic treatments, light-based devices, which we're going to be talking about today, but you're also a coach. For those out there that don't know who you are, tell us all about yourself and how you came to enter the professional beauty industry.
Thank you. Well, I think I have been a beauty, makeup, and hair industry enthusiast for a bloody long time now. I've been a therapist for over 20 years, and I have been a business owner since 2007 when I opened my first clinic in Mermaid Beach on the Gold Coast. I entered the professional beauty industry through probably a combination of passion, creativity, and education, like most of us. My interest in skincare, makeup, and the aesthetics led me to pursue formal training and certifications in the industry. And during all of my trainings over the years, I actively sought hands-on experience, whether that be through volunteering to do extra work on the sets of films when I worked back in the...
Super cool.
Yeah, that was a fun time of my life. It was a very gypsy lifestyle, but it was definitely, it exposed me to some really cool things there. And then, whether it was on workshops or various employment roles within the skin clinics that I worked in. And this practical exposure really allowed me to apply practical concepts into real life scenarios and gain a lot of insights into various aspects of the beauty industry. So I think probably what really fueled my entry into the beauty industry was my genuine passion for helping individuals look and feel their best initially. And this commitment to enhancing people's confidence and well-being obviously aligns seamlessly with the values of the professional beauty industry. Myself, I had terrible acne or terrible skin growing up, suffering acne and then suffering the scarring and stuff, the issues that come with having acne. And I had really, really low self-esteem as a teen. And I was pretty fortunate enough that I had a mum who also suffered terrible acne as a teen. So she was so empathetic to my issues with around having acne. And she would drive me an hour every month to a therapist who was amazing with skin to have treatments done. And she was amazing with skincare and obviously treatments. So she helped me so much, and her knowledge and technical skills were just so inspiring. And I was just totally in awe of her, I think. So I think that's really what triggered something in me to venture down the path in the industry as well. So overall, my journey into the beauty industry has probably been a purposeful combination of admiration of others in the industry, heaps of education, heaps of ongoing hands-on experience, and a genuine enthusiasm for contributing to the field, I think. I genuinely also love working with people. So that's, I think I was talking to you about that before. Yeah, I just love working with people. I love helping and chatting with people and sharing as well. So whether that be, you know, to my team through training and leadership, or speaking at conferences and expo, I've spoken at expo a few times, or to the consumers who purchase my skincare, Julian Louis Skincare. So, or even to my own clients in the salon as well. So I stay pretty updated with industry trends. I'm a big reader. I read all through the night about what's happening. I attend lots of conferences, and I've got lots of amazing industry connections with people that I just adore so much. So networking with professionals helps to really expand my knowledge and stay connected with that evolving landscape of the beauty and aesthetics and skincare industry.
How do you have time for all of this?
I don't sleep a lot, and I know I shouldn't promote that because that's not something that I'm proud of. I try and fit a lot into my day. Everything's planned, everything's scheduled.
Are you a doer? Are you? It sounds like you really are.
I make sure that I take inspired action. So when I say or think that I'm going to do something, I take some inspired action to really have a go at doing that. Yeah. So as I said, I opened the first clinic up in 2007 on the Gold Coast, and then I was there for about 6 years. I was there for 15 overall, but 6 years in, I then opened my second clinic, and then I was traveling back and forth to Victoria a lot. And then we actually got out of the Gold Coast clinic in 2018, just before COVID hit. So I was really lucky. I think someone was like looking out for me there so that I didn't have to have the issue with the border travel and crossing the border.
Of course, of course. My goodness, I love the language that you use, inspired action. That is such a wonderful term. I think we always say we need to do, we need to do, we need to act. But I think inspired action speaks to a deeper purpose.
And I really use that. I find myself using that even to my coaching clients a lot, you know, in business. And when we have a bit of a to-do list, a recap after their month of training. And I'll say, now you are going to take some inspired action to get these things done, because, you know, sometimes I'll say, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then a month goes by and nothing's really happened. So it is a term that I do like to use a lot. And even with my own team, I suppose, in the clinic too.
There's so many things that applies to. I mean, we're talking today about clinic growth, and obviously you've got 2 successful clinics, or you've had 2 successful clinics, and growing those clinics is no small feat. I know, because I also have clinics, and you were talking earlier about, you know, you grow this clinic, you have amazing clients, you do all these amazing treatments, and then you kind of hit the wall, you know, you hit the ceiling with these treatments. And as a business, you're like, what next? And I know my staff are always screaming out for, like, you know, we need new technology, we need to advance. And there's always this strange pull and push between investing in capital investment, and, you know, cash flow and growing your business. Or, you know, as a business owner, it can be extremely hard to get your head around it. But you seem to have done this so successfully with adding on one after another of light-based devices or energy-based devices. I think a lot of our listeners out there are nervous about ROI. They're nervous about that capital injection, and you have recently brought on some new devices in your clinic. Can you share a little bit about that journey and whether or not it's been a positive impact in your clinic and revenue stream, or what struggles you've had with that?
Yeah, 100%. And like, I totally understand the fear around the purchasing of expensive machinery or, you know, devices for our clinics. And trust me, as a small business owner, I go through all of those emotions associated with that financial part, you know, the overthinking, will it take off? Will we get the promised results? Like, sometimes they're saying the machine's going to do all these amazing things, and then you get it and it doesn't do what it's promised. You know, will any of the team members resist the introduction decision of, new training, number one, but also then the rollout of these new treatments into the clinic. So it can be a really scary time, but don't let fear drown out the excitement and the opportunities that come with such an important decision for the business. The first thing that I do when I'm considering the purchase of a new device is to really think about what it is results-wise that my current treatments can't offer. So for me last year, as I said to you earlier, I was finding that I had like a decent collection of devices, but I was reaching limits with the clients. So my bulk clients that were repeat clients, so ones that would see me day in, day out, and they'd been coming to me for X amount of years, I did take their skin from here to here. But with the current device offering I had, I just couldn't get them any further. I couldn't get any more improvements. I would lighten their pigment to a certain level, but then I couldn't get that removal to happen. And even with skin laxity, we were talking also about that.
Yes.
I could get the clarity in their skin, but I just couldn't get the texture where I wanted it to be or where the client's expectations were. So, I started to reach out to device companies earlier last year when I found those limitations, and I explained what my roadblocks were. And then I asked what technologies that they had available that could potentially meet my needs. And obviously every single company had a solution to my problem. And that's the hard part for people is you really need to do your own research on devices. I was ringing other people in the industry that I knew had the device and just asking some business owners, what are you finding? And I was getting lots of market research and also doing my own, from my knowledge, I was putting my own learnt principles from the past into the decision process as well. But when I say quality of device, it's really actually really important. So you do want to, don't let the end dollar scare you. You really need to think about the quality of the device, not fixating so much on the cost of it initially, because you need to find what device you want and then you figure out how you're going to get the money to it.
Is that the way it works?
That's the way it works for me anyway. So so it's definitely really important for that quality. But also the other thing is aligning yourself with the companies like Candela Medical that offer amazing support. So not just that sale of the device, but all the way through the process of the sale and way beyond that as well. So I cannot tell you how many times I myself or even other industry peers have told me that once they've purchased a device, the company that they've purchased it from just doesn't really support them the way that they need them to. So whether it be, with ongoing training for future new employees that might come on board, or even just for further training, a few months down the track, once you become comfortable with the device. So literally this just happened on Monday and Tuesday of this week. I've had the Nautilus for some time now, and Kirsten's come back and retrained me with advanced techniques because I'd felt comfortable with the basics and I was getting some results, but I wanted to learn the next stage. So
Kirsten's amazing, isn't she?
oh my God, she's so amazing.
So good.
Yeah. And then even just having that comfortable feeling to be able to call them when, I remember one day early on where the water wasn't, I'd forgotten how to fill the water up. So I'm going, why isn't it working? And being able to ring, or the handpiece might not be clicked in the right way, or, little teething problems like that. So Kirsten, Amanda, and also Charlotte from Candela, literally they held my hand and babysat me through the beginning, and they're still holding my hand. And not just with the Nautilus machine, which is my latest purchase, but if I ever need them from any of my other devices that I've purchased over years as well. And the machine, as I said, it might throw an unexpected error or whatever. You need to be able to contact people and know that they're they might not be at your beck and call immediately, but they always get back to me within a matter of a day or whatever it is. So just feeling comfortable that they're going to meet those expectations for you as the business owner, and they're there for your staff as well.
So important, and servicing is so important.
So important.
The downtime you can experience can be devastating to your business if you're booked as well. I know sometimes we're booked 6 weeks in advance, and I cannot rebook my clients. If I'm down, I need to have multiple machines, but if I'm down, I'm in trouble because I can't fit people in. Poor staff are staying back and coming in other days to try to fit them in. So if your machine's down even for a day, it can be pretty devastating.
If this is a big investment and it's your first device, you are only going to have one that you're relying on. So you're right. You need that support. And the other important thing with the company support is you really want them to help you, if you're new to this, to be able to strategize like a launch marketing campaign of some sort, and also help with setting the right pricing for your treatments, once you've launched that new device into the clinic too. So
Of course. It's so much to think about. And you were talking a little bit before, I caught a little bit of what you were saying. And you were saying there's launch strategies that you employ. Can you give us a couple of little tidbits on, honestly, how do you make this work for you?
Well, to be honest, the strategies that really helped our clinic to capitalize on that growing demand for new treatments or, devices that we do introduce into the business include things like personalized consultations. So when an inquiry comes in about any of our laser treatments or any treatment really that's a more serious ended treatment, we offer a free or discounted consultation to assess individual skin needs, check their eligibility, and also recommend the right tailored energy-based treatments for them. And emphasizing on that personalized approach, that's the most important thing for us. And this also enables us to then sell the clients any prepping products they might need, like tyrosinase inhibitors or epidermal growth factors or hyaluronic acid, any of those prepping hydrating products, to really make sure that their skin is the fittest condition it needs to be able to heal well from these types of treatments. And also any aftercare that they might need as well, post-treatment for the recovery period as well. So, this also generates a bit of extra income or some more revenue as well that may not have come in necessarily if you didn't have that treatment being offered. And then marketing and branding is massive in our business. And we really utilize social media and then targeted advertising, SEO, so your search engine optimization, to promote our clinic as a leading provider of those cutting edge energy-based treatments. And then also showcasing success stories and building a strong online presence too. So also another one that works well for us is package deals and promotions using what we call our skin series packages. So this is where we've created like a good, better, best option of packages. So not making it too complicated. 3 options we find is good for us. And some of my coaching clients might just do 2 options, but it's that good, better, best
I love
scenario. And this offers like multiple sessions, encouraging clients to really commit to a series of treatments while they're enjoying the cost savings as well. So, they're your good clients. You really want to give them some amazing discounts to thank them for trusting you with their skin and body treatments, and also to really create loyalty with them too. And a series of treatments also locks them in to your business for a period of time as well, so that you can ensure that they're being a compliant client and following all of the rules around having these types of advanced services, and therefore having much better chance of providing them with those results that you both want.
Wow, I love the good, better, best.
Yeah.
We'll just automatically go for best, or is it they?
We never sell good and better.
I
All
thought
buy
so.
best. They all buy the best because the saving is amazing. Like I think I'm just trying to think of our skin series pack at the moment. Like the first package might only save like $150. The second package might save like around the $500 mark, and then the better one saves like $850.
Wow.
Like, why would you not do that? And that sets them up for a 9-month period of treatments. And it doesn't mean that they just stop buying once you've taken, like that package is like $1,700 or $1,790, something like that. They don't stop spending at that amount. Every treatment that they come in for, they sort of forget about the $1,790, and then it feels like they're having some services that they're not forking out for all the time. And then they are more inclined to want to buy their product that they need when they've run out of it, or add on, a mask or an LED or whatever it is. So yeah, it's a really good way to get commitment out of your clients and show them that you're serious, and then it gets them showing you that they're serious as well. So.
Do you, when you set up your good, better, best, your packages, do you then train your staff to say, okay, now every time that a client comes in, these are the add-ons you can do every time they do come in, or is it something that they do naturally, or do you need to invest some time into the staff to teach them to do that?
I don't specifically teach them like, this is what you need to do for these services on those series packages. I actually spend a fair bit of time educating and training my staff in sales and the benefits around the importance of upgrades. Number one, the upgrades are important for the health of the business,
Yes.
Revenue stream of the business, but also we're not being dishonest. We're not recommending things to clients, stuff that they don't need. If a client doesn't need something, you don't need to push that onto them or recommend it. But most of the time, this is going to up level that treatment if we add this on. So they are going to get a better result, and you need to then sell the benefits to the client and explain why it's going to, not just that old hat of trust me, trust me, Steph, this moisturizer, it's so hydrating. Just, you'll love it. The texture's so rich. That's not going to cut it now. What ingredients are in the product? How is it? What cellular change are they going to expect to see? Is it resurfacing? Is it, so I think you get the gist of what I'm saying, but explain to them the benefits of what this is going to do rather than fixating on the product itself and the cost involved with that product.
Wow. And these are all strategies that you've employed to capitalize on the treatments as well. But you've also capitalized on the fact that there's so many people out there that want the treatments. Like we've got clients that they are very savvy now. They know what's going on. They're on social media. They're seeing the new latest and greatest. They know what fractional is. They know what a YAG is. They know that what's suited to their skin as well because they do the research.
And
so
as a persona, I bet this has happened. I mean, it happens to me all the time. So I'm assuming it would happen to you. I've literally had clients call me and say, oh, when you were away last week, I ended up having my facial with whatever girl, let's call her Jessica.
Yes.
And she was great and her treatment was great, but she didn't recommend me any products. And there's a disappointment there. And I'm like, therapists are really stuck in their way of, maybe they can't afford it. And maybe the client doesn't she's probably got enough stuff at home already. But then they find they're really disappointed because they didn't make suggestions and they wanted that. And I know I find that when I go to the hairdresser, I'll literally go in and say, oh, I'm due for a shampoo, but I'm feeling a bit dry at the moment from all the blonding. And they'll go, oh, yeah. And they won't even try and sell me anything. And I'm like literally asking for it. So don't disappoint your clients. Like they're coming to you for a reason. Make sure you're providing that exceptional service for them. And consistently, if it's not consistent across the board, then there's going to be letdowns when they see other girls in between. So,
oh, absolutely. And I had that the other day. I think a client was talking to one of my therapists in training about, I've got vitamin C and I use vitamin this and blah, blah, blah. And I honestly think that the therapist completely missed the cue and not understanding that's her way of saying, I actually want some recommendations. So you need to be listening out for those cues because different personality types will drop them in a different way, won't they? They'll sort of be, some of them will be subtle. Like with DISC, I'm a D personality. We just did this again the other day and I'm straight out. But then we've got all these different other personalities that are just going to be really subtle about it. So you really need to be listening to those types of cues and responding.
And ask questions of your clients. I find a lot of girls are not asking enough questions to piece together what it is. The clients aren't very forthcoming with the information. You need to actually pry it out of them a little bit. I had a lady come in to buy a moisturizer the other day and she literally bought the empty jar, popped it on the counter and said, I need another one of these. And I said, oh, that's great. How did you go with this one? I sensed a hesitation in the voice. It was, it was okay. And I went, what was it about it did you feel like it was hydrating enough? It could be a little bit richer. And then I said, oh, okay. So do you feel like you need a little bit more of an oil drink or what is it that you're looking for? Do you like the luxurious smell and so I was asking all these questions. What I found was that she actually didn't have any serums with it. She was just using a cleanser and a moisturizer. So I ended up selling her 2 more products by probing and saying, maybe we need to add some oil. So some facial oil, mix it into the cream, or we could step it up and go for the heavier moisturizer. I ended up, instead of her coming in and repurchasing the $82 moisturizer that she was just going to slap on the counter and buy another one of, ended up walking out with $350 of more product. And it wasn't about just getting the money out of the client. It was about fulfilling the needs of the client.
She walked away a happy camper because her skin's going to be glowing.
And we've already had feedback from her. She's rung and said, it's so much better. My makeup looks so much better. I've got a glow, so she's really happy. And I can assure you, if she had have got one of the therapists that was in that lazy mindset, they would have just walked over to the counter, got the $82 moisturizer and see you later. And it might have been the last time that she ever bought it too, because she might have thought, I've tried it twice now. I'm not loving this.
Yes, that's exactly right. Clients their preferences are evolving. They're becoming more savvy, not just with skincare, with devices. They know what's going on. They know what's out there and they know what they want for their skin. And as a business owner, it's really hard to see, okay, how do we know what machinery to get in our business? How do we know how to expand our portfolio? And you've done that so elegantly over the years. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And also, you've got a really exciting new device in your range, which is the Nautilus. You touched on that before. Can you tell us about that? And is it meeting expectations? Is it doing what it said it was going to do?
Oh, it certainly is. But I think to start, our commitment to that customer centric approach and unwavering dedication to innovation has always has always been that key motivator for us to keep growing, to just answer the first question for you. So, keep building, keep adding to the device portfolio and those treatment offerings as well. And I really do believe that for any business, it's really resilience and constant growth and ongoing customer satisfaction that will propel you to that forefront.
Candela Medical is proud to sponsor the upcoming ABIC conference, Elevate 2024, for the second consecutive year. To learn more about Candela's products, you can visit their stand at the Elevate conference or attend their presentation on the Matrix system with a live treatment demonstration during the lunch break in the exhibitors hall. To learn more, visit www.candelamedical.com.
So to really leverage the Nautilus system effectively, we adjusted and improved some of our existing offerings and also introduced some other new devices not long after the Nautilus came in. So some more facial based devices. And that helped to really encompass like a variety of treatments, including those other energy-based devices that target different skin concerns, plus those more labor product type treatments and other machinery, as I said. So, we focus on that customized treatment plan. We use the Nautilus system's versatility to really create customized treatment plans for those clients and addressing those specific skin concerns that they've got. And then this use of the combination therapies is where we explore combining the energy-based treatments with the other skincare service to offer those comprehensive solutions for the client. So, for example, pairing a Nautilus treatment with facial. So we might do a Nautilus and then rebook the client at that 2-week mark when the skin might be sloughing off and ready to sort of be dislodged. So we might team it with a facial and then also the skin care regimes to really provide that more holistic treatment solution for the clients. And also ensuring that your teams receive advanced training on the Nautilus system or any of your systems is really important as well. So that's helped to really feel comfortable to offer that expert advice and optimize those treatment parameters and enhance the overall service quality. And that goes with like not just training up the therapists or the dermal clinicians or whoever. It's actually about training your front of house, your receptionists, your client liaisons, your trainees, making sure they sit in on those advanced trainings as well, because they're going to be potentially the first contact for the client. So a client could randomly walk in off the street and start asking questions about the Nautilus device or whatever the treatment is that you're promoting at the time. And everyone needs to be well rehearsed in the benefits and selling those benefits. Like I said before with the skincare, you need to sell those benefits to the client and know confidently that you're giving them the right information, and then maybe taking that booking, because that's the conversion, right? Is like getting the booking. So from that initial contact, if you walk in and you get a trainee that's like, oh, I don't do that treatment, I'm not really sure, and the seniors are all busy, they'll be like, I'll come back another day. They're not coming back. Like they're not going to come back because they didn't feel there was confidence there in that first interaction with the business. So yeah, we crafted really clever marketing campaigns. Like we do that really well in our clinic as well. So specifically highlight, the device and the treatment advantages. And Bella Pal's marketing plan employs a real like multi-channel approach to maximize that reach and engage with the customers across various platforms. So, that might include online channels like all of our social media, website, email marketing, as I said before, the search engine optimization, as well as offline channels too. So they're just as important, like print media, flyers, local events.
You do print media and flyers.
Yeah, sometimes we do. Yep.
So awesome. That's resurging. Like that's people are like, well, no one's really doing that anymore. I think I'm going to go and do a flyer drop.
They actually do work, even if you're not going and dropping them around into letterboxes, but the handing out of them in the clinic works for us. So, because clients go, oh, what's this? And we do like new client gift bags and things like that as well. So it'll go into the new client gift bags, and that's creating a little bit of rapport and a loyalty program within itself. And they come back and they're like, I noticed in my little show bag of goodies that there was this thing about this treatment. So it does work. The old school techniques, they still do work.
Kids do, don't they? You know, just to backtrack a little, I'm getting a little bit jealous because you keep talking about the Nautilus and all the things it can do. And then we had a little talk before the podcast, and you were saying to me, oh, there's all these hand pieces, and you can do fractional and you can do IPL, and my eyes were bugging out of my head, and I had a little bit of device envy. Can you just tell our listeners a little bit about the Nautilus and what it can do? Because it sounds extraordinary.
It is a multi-application energy device. So, well, I think you asked me before if it's meeting my expectations, and I didn't actually come back to that, but the Nautilus is so far well and truly exceeding my expectations. So it really, it can be it is a foundational platform for any business and of any size. You don't need to be a huge clinic for this device to be really effective for you. And the thing about this unit is its versatility. So it's one multi-application platform using 4 technologies to treat 20 plus conditions so far as I know. So it's really, how do I put it? It's like a multiple systems within one system.
It's like a powerhouse unit, a base powerhouse unit that can just kind of do anything. Because you're talking about, various LED handpieces and then various fractional, you can add on a YAG handpiece, and gosh, you're right. You can almost do anything with this device. And also you can add on hair removal. Is that right?
You can, yep. So the platform actually is equipped with 3 foundational laser and light-based technology. So it's got selective waveband technology, which is also known as your shortwave technology, IPL. Then there's fracs, so both your 1550 and your 1940, so both the epidermal and the dermal resurfacing and remodeling handpieces, which, oh my God, they're so amazing. And then there's also the option to add the Nd:YAG 1064. So, to deliver those real in-demand treatments, including like pigmentation, vascularity, skin resurfacing and remodeling, I suppose, and that overall photo rejuvenation. And then you also have that element of the hair removal as well. And what I actually want to talk about is the selective waveband technology, IPL. So this has dual filters to deliver narrowband IPL to the targeted tissue, and it filters out those potentially harmful wavelengths around that 950 nanometer mark as well. So when I was searching for my newest device, what impressed me was that the Nautilus is one of the most proven multi-application systems available on the market. Also, like, it's truly advanced technology in the respect that it's got a flash lamp inside the IPL is literally surrounded by water. So it can deliver very short pulse durations, and then this uniquely delivered millisecond pulses gives that exceptional skin rejuvenation and vascular treatment. So your IPL pulse duration is completely customized, which we don't see on other devices. So it really acts like a laser in some aspects.
Absolutely, like a laser, but with the benefits of IPL. They're quite ingenious, aren't they? The crew over at Candela.
Yeah. So, and I suppose too, like that water, as I was saying before in the handpiece, it acts like a second filtration system as well. So it doesn't really allow the energy or excess energy to be absorbed by the water in the skin. So therefore, that's reducing the risk of burning and minimizing that unnecessary heat and light absorption into the skin. So your energy is really focusing on absorbing just into your chosen chromophores that you want to treat, like melanin and, say, blood for pigment or vessel treatments.
That's actually really smart. I mean, very, very clever that how they've done that. Because you always do, obviously you're aiming for that target chromophore, and you have wasted energy on your other chromophores, and with the older based IPLs, it was always a challenge, managing the adverse events part of it, or heating up the skin too much, and you're worried about skin color and all of those types of things. but they've advanced their technology so much that you're really expecting a little bit less downtime. You're also really not in the huge danger zone of adverse events, but it's always a possibility, but they have done what they can to minimize it, which is really exciting for people, because there's always this inherent nervousness of like, I want to get in there and get that pigment, right? But you're always like, I also need to hold back because I need to make sure there's skin integrity there and performing a safe treatment.
100%. And that was probably why I'd worked with IPLs in the past, but I'd never purchased an IPL for my own business, because I always had that fear of, I can't be in the room all the time with my therapist to make sure that they're not going to incur an injury. And look, there's still risks involved with any energy devices, but this machine specifically, they have really worked hard on eliminating as much risk as possible, and also broadening the Fitzpatrick scale. Like, we can treat a much wider range of skin colors with this device as well, and we can treat bigger vessels than what you would normally see on a lot of other IPLs without getting the swelling and the bruising and the, all of these other things that come with other IPL systems that I've seen in the past. So yeah, it's a good device, and I'm still learning. So I'm not the genius or the expert on this device yet, but I can't tell you, I have not had one client come in yet that has not actually got a really good result. And we share so much about our results. Yeah, people can go on our social media and have a look at before and afters if they're interested in that as well.
I'm going to hop on and have a look, because you were talking about it, and as I said, I've got a little bit of device envy, but the clients are loving it. Like, it's one thing getting an exciting new technology, having a play with it. Everyone gets so excited in the clinic, and they, you want to advance, and the staff are thinking, oh, great, I love working for this company there, or this clinic, that they're really forward thinking. But then the client's like, bum, bum, they don't really like it. They don't take it up. They don't refer their friends to it. But what's the experience where you've gotten with this? Are they over the moon with the results? Are you seeing dramatic shift in pigment and a change in skin texture?
We are seeing a major shift, yes. So the way that the device is made is that, yes, you can split it and use each component separately, but the way that you can actually seamlessly merge the multi applications into one treatment means that you can just get so much better results so much faster. So like, I'm getting results in 1 to 2 treatments that was taking me 4 to 6 treatments on my other devices, so it's really speeding that process up for me, which means better return on investment. Also less clinic time. Like, the clients don't have to come in so many times to the clinic before they're happy. So you're keeping them happy, but you're also keeping your team happy too, because it's freeing up their bookings a little bit to fit more people in as well.
That's so important.
Yeah. So, and clients have been really happy. Like, I think a good indication of this is that they let us show their stories on our social media. Like, a lot of, some people are funny about that, but they're so ecstatic with their results. They're like, please put it on, like, put my photos up. And we've done interviews with clients as well, live on our Facebook pages and things like that too, where they've shared their journeys as well. So, that's been amazing for word of mouth. And also because they're real people that the community might know, they trust that person. If that person's saying it works and can show that it works, and, that creates that trust building.
It's so important, isn't it? Community. I think everybody focuses on, the vastness of marketing and, Facebook ads and things like that, but tapping into your local community and people that know each other. Oh my goodness, what a difference, because the clients come in with a different mindset. They are ready and primed and ready to accept, your recommendations, because they have been referred, or they have seen somebody that they know, or someone in their local community. It doesn't have to be someone they know, but if they know it's that person lives down the street from me, or that in my same suburb, it's this different connection than just this unknown person in a different state or where have you. They're in my local area, and I trust that.
Yeah, 100%. We get the most traction and conversions of bookings and inquiries from that type of marketing, real people, real clients. Yeah, rather than just using generic photos that, say the company might have provided you of their results from their research and findings. So we definitely get a lot more conversions because it's more personable, and the people, it feels real, it is real.
It is real. And give us a couple of marketing secrets. You sound like a marketing guru. You've got the coaching behind you. You've got the social media profile. You've got all these things happening. I'll look at you and think, gosh, you're radiating success. What is it? Give us a couple of little tips and tricks. And also, can I ask a sneaky question? How much do you spend on social media advertising and SEO?
I actually probably don't. I don't even know. I employed a marketing manager about just over a year ago now, Jody. So she just has the credit card hooked up and does that stuff. So there's a little bit spent. I honestly couldn't even tell you the amount, and I would be totally open to sharing that. So I can come back to you with that, but I'm not the expert in that field. But I think in the highly competitive beauty industry, we personally in our business, we believe that having that strong and effective marketing policy and consistent activity and presence is essential to set the business apart from the competitors. And social media is a key part of the marketing strategy in our business. And as I said just before, we've really improved on this over the past couple of years. And we've had so many impressive results just by having that marketing manager, Jody, as I said, focus on this area specifically. So that has helped, number one. And not everyone can afford to bring someone in that will do that. But even like at the start, I was focusing on it and trying to dedicate some of my time to do it and trying to encourage my team to contribute to social media. And they still do, but they've now just got someone that rides them a little bit harder about getting the content and being open to being on camera, because therapists are so shy on camera. No one ever wants to film themselves. And I don't think you've seen our social media, and I'm sure you'll go and look at it after this chat, but ours is like out of control, ludicrous sort of stuff. So we've really humanized our brand by doing, prank wars and
prank wars.
Oh my God.
So gorgeous.
Yeah, we really do have like a robust content strategy, and a lot of it involves humor. We're all girls that like to have fun at work. We've all got a good sense of humor. We do muck around. Sometimes it's almost borderline controversial of what we post, but you know what? It gets engagement, and we constantly get feedback about how much people love it. So I don't know if you know this, but we won the ABR Marketing Award last year.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah, so that was really great for us. But, it can be hard work. Our Instagram, our TikTok, our Facebook accounts, they're probably the thing that works the best for us and what we put our most time into. And we saw significant growth over the past couple of years with an increase in reach and also followers on those channels as well. So additionally, a sharp rise in the engagement across all of those channels with the likes and the comments on those stupid posts that I'm telling you about. And it actually got our engagement up by 450% in those last 2 years. So, with this new audience growth and our online advertising, it's just been the most effective way for us. And we do lots of online informational sessions. So building, obviously, your followers means that you have more exposure to a bigger audience. So then you can start to bring in those educational and advertising sort of campaigns as well. So we do the informational sessions to really educate the clients about the benefits of those energy-based treatments or anything else that we offer, and really addressing any concerns that people might have and highlighting the results that we do get, as I said before. And we really like to educate while we advertise. So some people just advertise for the sake of advertising. They're not educating around the service that they're trying to advertise at the time. So we really want to ensure that our clients understand how the treatment's going to work, what to expect during the treatment, whether there's pain involved or redness or swelling or whatever that is, and also what downtime there might be. So when we first had the Nautilus system in our clinic, we documented Jody, our marketing girl, and we did this with another client as well, but we filmed the treatment process. We kept asking questions during the treatment process. How's it feeling? What does it feel like? Blah, blah, blah. And we were showing with the camera what was happening when it was pulsing, what the skin was doing. And then we checked back in with her a few days later to say, how's your skin healing over the last 3 days? Then we did another check-in a month or so down the track. And now we've just filmed a year later check-in to say, this is what the skin looks like a year later. And how have you found your skin's been over the last year since having the series of treatment? And we also did an interview, a live, as I said before, with a client one time so that she she could sit there and talk about her journey and the results that she'd seen. So, you know, if you have access to this, they're really engaging ways to get content. I'll give you an example, and I don't mind sharing, as I said before, my figures when we were not recording the podcast, but in March and April last year, we ran a intro to the Nautilus IPL and Frax campaign. Now, keep in mind, my business is not in a city. I'm in regional Victoria. My population around here is about 8,000, and then we about an hour away is the rest. Like, we've got little towns, you know, at 30 minutes away, but the rest of the biggest towns like Albury and Shepparton, they're that hour away from us. So we ran this campaign. The promotion ran for 4 weeks, and we generated $35,000 from that campaign alone. And then we promoted it also on social media to know how we got the word out there, and then using those before and after images that I said before, and printed up marketing. So flyers that we gave out in-house, like I suggested before as well. And then the therapist would just do recommendations to clients with the use of handing out of those flyers. We also then added the Nautilus treatment to those Skin Series campaigns. So we allowed them to switch out something to be able to use the IPL part of that campaign, or they could add on a Frax as well for a smaller margin. And we ran that campaign for 4 months that we did it. We ran the campaign for, and we generated $64,000 because they're
one device
of adding that device into those Skin Series packages. So it generated more interest in moving the Skin Series packages because they could incorporate the new device into their Skin Series package, along with the facials that were on there, the other energy devices that were on there, and peels and things like that too. So yeah, so marketing, yes, it takes work. It takes a hell of a lot of time, because this is the main thing that my coaching clients say. They go, I don't have any time. So yes, it takes all of that, and it takes definitely cooperation from your team, but I'm living proof that it does work, and it's totally worth the time invested into it.
Wow. Honestly, you're so inspiring, Carly. I personally, and I know the people that are listening today have gotten so much out of today's discussion. Please come back and tell us more about all the things, exciting things that you're up to and what you're doing. I think our clinic owners and our management owners really benefit from this discussion today. And if they're having some fear as well around capital investment and, you know, how to go about it, is it really worth it for their business? You know, these discussions like that really do help our community to make those vital decisions for their business.
And also, we didn't even touch on like finance options. There is so much available now for small businesses. Don't be scared, as I said earlier, about the price point. The way I get my head around it for the financial investment, it freaks me out. I'm a numbers girl. I want return on investment. You know, even when it comes to training new staff, I'm like, am I going to get return on investment? I'm all about the numbers. And, you know, I just look at the weekly repayments and focus on that and go, I can totally do that. Even if we have a quiet week, I can totally do that. You know, I think your finance companies are so good now at negotiating terms and length of time and all of those sorts of things until you're generating some money as well. So most device companies I've found in the past can help you with that too. They can steer you in the right direction to companies that make that process really easy for you.
Yeah, it's wonderful. They actually do. You're right. With financing, you speak to the device companies. I know every time I've spoken with Candela, they always give you so much information in that area. And yeah, if you are worried, if you are scared, reach out to people like Carly or like ABIC, and we can definitely steer you in the right direction. Carly also does coaching. So there's so many people out there that are just wanting to help. And Carly, you're a shining example of that. So thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. It was so much fun, and I can't wait till next time.
Yes, thanks, Steph. Thank you.
And thanks everyone for listening.
You've reached the end